In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the GSAP animation uh, effect. So what do I mean by that? So if I refresh, you see the header scrolls up, and then the right sidebar comes, and the left sidebar comes, and then the button shows up, and finally the footer shows up. So these are all things coming from the GSAP animation. So it's a JavaScript library. So if I click reverse, so how it came from ascending to descending, and it when once I click on reverse, so it went from descending to ascending. So previously we were using animate.js. It's a CSS library. You know how difficult it will be to use animate CSS uh, for a delay and duration. So here the GSAP has a new technique called timeline. So what timeline does is, if you have header, if you have footer, and if you have sidebar, what I do is I place my header on the timeline, and then I place my sidebar on the timeline, and then I place my footer on the timeline. So what it does is, first it will show the header, then it will show the sidebar, and then it will show the footer. So it will eliminate the use of maximum use of delay and duration. That's the main purpose. So it's just a basic video, and in this video we'll see how to use timeline in GSAP. So most of the thing is going to be very similar what we use in anime.css. So this is the documentation where you can get all the document related to animating. So you just have to get the CDN. So this is the CDN which I have used on my header. So let me show you. I'm not going to explain, I'll just explain the HTML. I'm not going to write the HTML. The first thing we have is the GSAP CDN, and then we have our custom JS. The custom JS which we use our way of showing the HTML element, and finally we don't need this jQuery. I'm writing this on the header. That's the reason why I used defer. So what defer does is, defer makes sure that your HTML loads first and then your script shows up. Fine. If you place this script at the bottom, then this defer keyword is not required. And then we have style. So let me show the HTML. You just have to understand the header, the footer, and the content. So inside the content we have left sidebar and we have right sidebar, and in between those we have button, and on the header we have links, and links has each link in it. Fine. Now if you say the body, I'm using the display flex and a flex selection column that makes sure that our HTML content are placed one below the other, and I have used the height and width as 100%. The reason for giving height is I want to give the height to header and height to footer. So you see 15 vertical height, 15 vertical height, so it stacks one below the other. So if you see the content, I've used the flex grow as 1, so that means this should be slightly bigger than the other two container. So the other two container are header and footer, and the third container is content. And inside the content we have left sidebar and right sidebar, so that's the reason I have used display flex. So it will be displayed as the row, not as the column. So displaying as a column was the default property, but displaying flex will make the HTML element float left to each other, so that makes the row, or you can say grid. So I have used justify content space between. So if you don't use this, so how does it looks? So it will be looking, it won't take the full width. So once I make it, I evenly space it. So I think we are okay with the HTML. So if I don't write the JavaScript, let's see how does it looks. So this is how it looks. So what I did is, on the left sidebar and the right sidebar I have used the negative space. So the left will be coming from negative, and the right will also be coming from the negative side of the x-axis, and the same with the footer, but the footer comes from the negative y-axis. So we have used translate. So let me start the work for you. I'll show you the first section with with using the delay and duration, and the other way I'll show you how to use the delay and duration without using the delay and duration. So let's use the first section with delay and duration. The very first thing we need to do is we need to use GSAP object, and then we have a function called from, and we need to use a class. We have a class called header, and the second, so if I see, this is how it looks, the static HTML, and the header, I want the header to be displayed, the header animation to start from the y-axis of -100. So if I refresh, so it is starting from -100 and slowly shows up. If you want duration, the duration is the amount of time it will take to complete the animation. So if I refresh, it will take 2 seconds to complete the animation. Fine, now let's work on the, so the primary use of the first section we are going to use without timeline, with using delay, and with using duration. So the next section, which I will be showing with the help of timeline, how it makes how it makes the work very easy with timeline, and then using without delay and duration. Fine. Now the same way I'm going to use for the link. So inside we have link. I want the opacity to be start from 0 and end till 1, end to 1, and let the duration be 1, so the amount of animation, and let the delay be 1. So what the delay does is, this delay will make sure once the page load, after 1 second this animation shows up. So if I refresh, after 1 second this shows up. So if I make it to after 2 seconds or page load, it shows up. So I'm using the link, not the links. So we have another property called stagger, and I'm going to use it at 0.5. What the stagger does is, let me see what is the error. So it should come inside. So we have multiple link. So what stagger does is, stagger makes sure this shows up, and then after 1 second this shows up, and then after 1 second the other shows up. So that's the reason after 0.5 second it will show one after the other, 1 2 3. Fine, that is working. Now let's work on the left section. The same, I'm just going to copy paste it. On the left sidebar, we know the left sidebar, we have the negative y-axis, sorry, x-axis, -200. So if I refresh, it shows up. The same way, the y-axis, sorry, the right sidebar, duration, delay, and here we have used the ease property. So it see, it will slowly come, and then it will start, it will end here. And then let's work on the footer. The same way, we have given the negative y-axis. So this duration, this delay is relative to the page reload, not relative with the previous element. So likewise, we have another function called from and to. So previously we have used just from, and from just to. and now it's from and to. The only difference is this is from and this is to. So the from is going to be opacity 0, scale 0 and rotation 720, and it will be from, and then the animation 2, opacity 1, scale 1 and rotation 1. If I refresh, you see this is rotation 1. Fine. Now we are going to use without delay and duration. So for that we have to create the object for timeline. Why do we need timeline? What timeline does is it eliminates the use of delay. So the reason for using delay is what delay does is it makes sure the element appears one after the other based on the page reload, but the timeline uh, it will not be based on the page load, but it will be based on the previous element which we have used. So let's create the constant variable called timeline, gsap dot timeline, and we are going to use the default value for duration. Let me just copy paste it. So the default duration is 1. So call this object, and then we have from, just call the header, and this time we just need not to use the delay and duration. Delay we can totally skip it, or we can add as a third argument. The first argument is class, the second argument is the property, and the third argument will be the delay, which we will be using for the right sidebar and the rotation. Fine. Now you see I just skipped the. Now let's to chain the second one. What you have to do is you just have to use dot from over here, and just use the chaining function, so it will be chained now without using the delay. Now if you see, once the header shows up, then the link shows up. So to give more appropriate answer, let's get the and now I want the right sidebar to show up. So for that, let me copy it from here. I'll dot 2, and we don't need delay and duration. So if I show you how does it looks, we have header, link and sidebar, and after this shows up, then this comes. And now it's time for the left. Now if I see, after link 3, right source, and then left comes. So if you want to alter the delay, you can give the third argument. Like if you give just the number like 1, it will be relative, or you can say it will be the relative to the first element. So the first element we have used is header, so this delay is 1 second after the header shows up. So after 1 second, this is not relative to the header, this is relative to the page load. So let me make it 2. So after 2 seconds it shows up. So if I make it 5, after 5 seconds of page load it shows up. Then what I need is after 5 seconds, then I want this guy to show up. So for that, what I'll do is I'll use the third argument, and for previous element I'll use the open angle bracket, and I want it to display after 2 seconds. So if I refresh, after 5 seconds right side bar shows up, then after after this shows up after 2 seconds, then it comes. So on page load, after 5 seconds right bar shows up. Once right bar shows up after 2 seconds, the left sidebar shows up. So you know how to use this open round bracket. Now let me make this as 1 and this as 0.5. After 1 second right shows up, and then within 0.5 millisecond the left shows up. The same way we can use the from and to. If I refresh, great. Then finally we need a footer. We'll just use it from here. Get the footer 2 with the help of dot. We don't need delay and duration. After 1 second right, 2 second. If you want this to show up first and then the button, you just have to change the position. That's it. So now what happens is, once first the footer shows up and then the button shows up. Well, that is clear. Now let's work on the reverse. Once I click on reverse, once I click on reverse, I'm using the JavaScript query selector. Oh, I'm not using query selector all, so just query selector. So only the first button which is available on HTML is selected, and I'm using, once I click on it, the timeline.scale. We'll look at this later. Once I click on it, the animation will be reversed. The timeline would be reversed, and this reverse is based on the time which you have specified, which is duration which you have specified. So if you want to make this little faster, you can use the time scale. So if I refresh, if I click here, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening. Get the source code in the description.